If you want Arc Raiders at its best, stop bringing your best gear. The most intense raid I've ever had in Arc Raiders didn't start with legendary gear, it started with absolutely nothing. No weapons I cared about, no loadout to protect, no plan beyond survive. And that's when Arc Raiders became a completely different game, because when you drop in with a free loadout, you stop playing to preserve gear, you start playing to earn the raid. Every sound matters, every decision carries weight, and every extraction feels like it could fall apart at any moment. Today, I want to talk about why free loadouts are secretly the most fun ways to play Arc Raiders, and why starting with nothing might actually be how this game is meant to be played. If you're new to Arc Raiders, a free loadout is exactly what it sounds like. You drop in with the bare minimum, basic gear, nothing special, nothing rare. On paper, it sounds like the worst possible way to play, but in practice, it completely changes how the game feels. Suddenly, Arc Raiders stop being about protecting your stash and starts being about survival, improvisation, and momentum. The moment you bring in high tier into a raid, your brain switches modes. You're cautious, you avoid fights, you start playing not to lose. But with a free loadout, the pressure disappears. Every decision becomes lighter, not reckless, but free. You push rooms you wouldn't normally push, you take fights because they're interesting, not because they're optimal, and Arc Raiders thrives in that mindset. When you start with nothing, everything you pick up matters. Basic weapons feels more powerful, a few crafting materials feel like progress, every low tier loot feels earned. Arc Raiders is one of the few extraction games when early run tension is better than endgame power. Free loadouts let you live in that sweet spot for the entire raid. Free loadouts turn Arc Raiders into something closer to a roguelike. Each run becomes its own story. You adapt what you find, not what you've planned. One lucky drop can completely change your raid. A weapon you didn't expect becomes your win condition. A bad decision forces you to play smarter, slower, and quieter. No two free loadout runs feel the same, and that variety keeps the game fresh. Something interesting happens when players have less to lose. Encounters feel more human, more uncertain, more tense. Solos hesitate before shooting, standoffs last longer. Sometimes, cooperation emerges naturally. It's not guaranteed, Arc Raiders can still be brutal, but free loadouts increase the chance of those unforgettable player moments. This is where Arc Raiders shines. Free loadouts don't just create better gameplay, they create better stories. A desperate escape, a last second extraction, a run that snowballs from nothing into something incredible. There are the moments you remember, not the perfectly optimized loadouts, but the raids that felt alive. Sometimes I wonder if free loadouts aren't just an option, but the experience Arc Raiders was built around. The tension, the sound design, the pacing of fights. It all works best when survival is uncertain, when every raid feels like it could go either way. So if you're feeling burnt out, if the raids are starting to feel like routine, try dropping in with nothing. Let the game surprise you again, because in Arc Raiders, sometimes the best runs start from absolutely zero gear. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit the like and subscribe button and let me know in the comments what was your best free loadout run.